Hey, what's going on guys? Nick here with some DC news. So this is some pretty interesting stuff we're going to talk about regarding Ezra Miller's standalone Flash movie. We obviously know that The Flash has had a very troubled production getting to the big screen. I mean, they've gone through a number of directors and screenwriters and different takes on the material and trying to do different story ideas. At one point they were dead set on doing Flashpoint, which is the big crossover alternate universe storyline from the comics, but now more recently we heard that they were just trying to do a more standalone tale that was going to be lighthearted and somewhat of an origin piece, I guess you could say, for Barry Allen. And that was pretty much the last we had heard of it. Our friends over at Geeks Worldwide dropped the report that The Flash was eyeing a November production start date later this year, but now we have a new interesting wrench to throw into the mix. According to The Hollywood Reporter, it looks like Ezra Miller himself is trying to take a stab at writing the script for the film, with the help of comics legend Grant Morrison. Now, the interesting thing about this is the film already has a screenplay that is already completed by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley, who are the directors of the film. They also wrote Spider-Man Homecoming and wrote and directed Game Night. And the studio is really hot on them because their take is more lighthearted and, more standalone. And the studio really wants to shift in that direction. After Aquaman grossed over $1 billion, it was a fun spectacle movie, and it looks like Shazam is pretty much the same deal. But according to sources, it looks like Ezra Miller wants a darker take on the Flash movie. The two sides have been trying to work out compromises since last year when the directors were hired, but it looks like Ezra Miller just took it upon himself to try and write a new screenplay with Grant Morrison. The most interesting thing about this story, though, is that if Warner Brothers does not like Ezra Miller's script that he writes with Morrison, they're going to move on and try and find a new actor to play the Flash. This is literally Ezra Miller's last-ditch effort to stay on as Barry Allen, because if this doesn't work out, he's out the door. According to their sources, the script could be submitted as early as next week. So a lot is riding on this, and they also do mention that Ezra Miller's overall deal and, negotiation to star as the Flash expires this May, so they have just a matter of weeks to get this thing sorted out. And like I mentioned, if it doesn't work out for Ezra's favor, we're going to be seeing a new Flash enter the DCEU, which honestly is something that could really happen, and something that seemingly will happen. Warner's really wants to make their DC movies more lighthearted now, and they have shown no problem in recasting heavy hitters. We're going to be getting a new version of Batman, Superman, Henry Cavill is out the door, they're going to be pivoting to Supergirl, and obviously they're bringing in Idris Elba as Deadshot in the Suicide Squad sequel. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? Would you like to see Ezra Miller's darker take on the Flash and him stay on board as Barry Allen, or do you think Warner's should let Ezra Miller go, find a new Flash, and go for a more lighthearted film? Post your thoughts down in the usual spot, and for more updates on The Flash and everything in the DC universe and pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.